Okay, it's me at Love Clark again, and if you want to get me a new nickname, it kind of sticks, so until I figure out what I want to call myself, we'll stick with that. What works. Let's see, gun rights, keep us safe, warm weather, let's see, flat earth. Okay, flat earth. Why is it this flat earth debate has too many inconsistencies as far as proving that it's really round. Um, when you look at the fisheye lens, it definitely, when you start to notice that they use it every time in movies as well. And like I was watching a movie last night, and the boat was moving along, and they used the fisheye lens from the point of view of the front of the boat moving along. Well, the fisheye lens, then when they back away and they show the people and the whole boat, the background, the sea is flat. The whole background is flat. But that's a discussion that you have to ask yourself. And, Ron Howard, he admits that this moon landing was fake. Although he retracted his statement, I still believe it's true. I just don't see the curvature. And, what's the purpose of this using a fisheye lens? If it has a natural curve to it, you would not need to use one to distort any kind of picture. I mean, once you start thinking about how flat the earth looks from your regular eye, and you understand vanishing points, there's no way there's a curve. I've watched lots of videos that were just movies, Hollywood movies, where nobody's thinking that you're going to look or pay attention to how level the background is. And there's plenty of evidence that points to the fact that there's no curve. No curve. Not without a fisheye lens. So why can't they show us a picture from space without a fisheye lens? Why does NASA have to use a graphic image to create a globe? Okay, if they could take pictures from space with a satellite image, why do they have to use graphics? And every year, you compare the globe, every 2 or 3 years, they change, the graphic artist changes the globe image, and sometimes, like, different continents are bigger, like America's bigger, then it's smaller, and different, you can't have inconsistencies like that and not expect people to recognize it and pay. They just don't think people pay attention. But anyway, for me personally, until there's actual, proof, because listen, we went to the moon, supposedly we went to the moon once, okay? Had one moonwalk since the 60s. Get real. We should have been, you think if we went up there once, we would have been up there a bunch more times and have more footage and modern footage. Why is there no modern footage of people walking around up there now? Doesn't make any sense. Why have they invested so much money in, drones that go out and explore planets instead of us? There's plenty of people that would volunteer. It doesn't make sense. Things like the space shuttle that had the teacher on it in the 80s, I believe it was 89 or 90, blew up, they say, or maybe it smashed into the dome. But teacher was not in on it, and she, you know, couldn't know that it was not true. So the best way to make it look good was to make her into a martyr and make it look like it was real, to pull on the heartstrings. But do your own test. Check on your own whether you believe this or not. I am not fully one way or another, but I think there's more evidence that flat Earth is covered up and more questions about round Earth that can't be answered. So until that comes to us in a definite form, I will never change my mind. I believe the Earth is flat. Call me crazy. It was flat for thousands of years, and then all of a sudden they say it's round. And that's just a Catholic way of making us all universal, all right? It's easy to look at a map on a globe and spin it around, look at it, than it is to pull out a map, unroll it, and look at the thing, and then put it back. So, and why is the South Pole off limits? The North Pole you could go to, but the South Pole is off limits. Why is there no flights from one place to another place that should be a shorter distance, but instead they go the long route on flight paths? Why is the airplane in pilot school, flying school, the pilots are taught to keep the plane level at all times as they're going? You tilt the plane up till you get to a certain point, elevation, and then you level it out and keep it level. How do you keep plane level on a curve if you can't have a level on a curve? Okay, it just don't happen. And there's pilots that admit the Earth is flat.